Hey folks, I'm going to run through how I made this illustration. I'll speed up the footage and hone in on key points. I don't usually start my Blender scenes from scratch. I have a library of assets that I've already made and assets that I've bought from other artists. If you're looking for characters that already have a rig, then you can find some free ones at mixamo.com. You would just need to create a free account to access them. I use the annotation tool to quickly sketch where I should place my characters. I've also sketched the position of the horse's legs because that's something I had to research before I started. I select the character's armature, their bones, and pose them in pose mode. I quickly fashioned an axe, I scaled a cylinder into a pole, performed some loop cuts in edit mode, and extruded one of the faces to make a blade. For the foreground, I duplicated a bunch of cubes. With an object selected, you can press Shift-D to duplicate things. I often sculpt clouds from icospheres. When I create the sphere, I select a fairly high number of subdivisions, but not too high that my computer lags or freezes, and I use the blob tool in sculpt mode to create this shape that resembles a cloud when lit from certain angles. I right-click the cloud and select Shade Smooth. I have a plugin called Physical Starlight and Atmosphere that helps me create the lighting and background. If you don't want to buy this plugin, you can create a similar effect with a sunlight object and by changing the scene's world material. For the knight's sword, I create a cone and flatten it slightly. I render the Blender image and take it into Affinity Photo. The first thing I do is make sure I'm happy with the various brightness levels and colours. I'll start painting once I'm happy with all of those. When I paint, I don't tend to navigate away from the canvas. I use the Alt key to select colours from the canvas as I paint. The Colour Picker hotkey is vital for pushing and pulling the paint and for cutting in on the negative shapes. I add small details to the scene, things that are much quicker in 2D than they are in Blender. And to finish, I take a starry texture, a free nighttime image from pexels.com, and change the layer mode to lighten. I can adjust the contrast of this lighten layer to make sure only those bright stars show through. Thanks folks, I hope it helps to see how I create my work. Take care.